We think that Jane is gonna bag? I hope Jane does bag. Teabaggers can be kind of. I don't mind anything that anybody does in the game. I don't mind that. Like fucking tunnel me, slug me, camp me, tombstone me off hook. Oh, thank you, Taurus, for the follow. Thank you. Fucking teabag me, flashlight blind me, DS me, fucking DS and flashbang, head on. I don't mind any of that. I'll make a comment, but it won't be negative. It'd just be like, I love you because you're just as rambunctious as I am, you know? That's the most I'll do. That's the most I'll do. But everything that's a part of the game is a part of the game. It's not that serious. But knowing me, I would have fell for you showing me the house and died. That means you would have owned the house, Corey. That's the fun of Real Estate Bubba. That is the fun. That is the fun of Real Estate Bubba. When I'm killer, teabagging equals 4K. I mean, everyone takes it differently. But my thing is to never allow it to affect you personally. You know? Like never allow, it's just pixels in a video game. It's just pixels. Pixels bouncing up and down should never have that much power over you emotionally. You know what I'm saying? All right. Oh, I saw you. I got the high ground, Anakin. Oh, yes. Oh, fucking yes. Oh, fucking yes. It's a good spot. I'll suck them all dry. You underestimate their power? Please hold. Please hold. It's crazy you could do that. I know. This is why I love high ground maps. They're gonna finish it. They're gonna finish the gen. They should finish probably, yeah. So all of that with still some time remaining with corrupt. Come here, Jane. Oh, you're completely juiced. Hello. the fucking quiet vault ain't gonna do it for me. Do you have... You don't have a pallet here. I'll take that. I will take that. Let me get a stack of No Way Out. There we go. Holy fucking shit. Quentin, you're the one I really want. Quentin! No, please. Don't, please. Yeah, you, Quentin, I beg. There we go. I just need more, I need more play stacks, please. Almost there, Quentin. Almost fucking there. Shy, how you doing? We're almost zooming now. We're almost zooming now, bud. Oh, you're completely fucking... Okay, I don't need you anymore. Oh, wait, I do need you. Please hold. Okay. Did he not know? Did he not fucking know? I'll take that. I'll take it. I'll definitely take it. Leon! Oh, Leon! You break that? Got you there. Oh, balance! Well fucking done. All right, I'm leaving. You're the one I want, Pookie. Thank you. Gib, please. Nice, nicely done. Wait, I didn't get fucking play with your food off of that. I didn't get play with your food off of that. Bye bye, Pookie. Oh shit, nope, never mind. You're bye bye, Pookie. Bye bye, Pookie. Bye bye. Bye bye, Pookie. Roommate is helping me with my PC. Let's fucking go. What are you guys doing? You guys changing something? You got DS, Pookie? Oh god, it's so big and bright. It was. That pipe was very big and bright. It was very, very, very big and bright indeed. Good night, Schnookums. Oh, there you are. You guys running? Oh no. Jane? Oh, they got this one ready to go too. Oh, there's Leon. Oh, you poor precious thing. You poor fucking precious thing. Oh, okay. I'll take that. I will absolutely take that for sure. I will abso-fucking-lutely. I don't get him to a hook though. I'm fairly certain he breaks out. Yep. There's like no hook over there. That's a whole ass fucking dead zone. They might be able to pop that last gen too though. Yep. That's fine though. Sir, please. I'll take that. They haven't hit the fucking door yet. I don't have any oh, there it is. There we go. I don't think I get a locker standoff here though. This is where they did it. I don't know, maybe. Maybe if I find Hatch. Quite maybe. But no, I don't want to find Hatch. That's the thing. They got to be around here somewhere. I don't think they would have ran. Check in here. Check in here. No, not in there. They probably left. Oh, there she is. I don't know if I reach her. Oh, okay, bet. She got off of it. She got fucking off of it. All right, bet. This might be it. I don't hear her though. Is this it? I don't hear her. I definitely don't hear her. Well, wait. Well, we'll chance it. We'll chance it. Chrissy! Yeah. Yeah! She's in there! She's in there! Cavius, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Here we go! We doing it. We are. We are. We are. So, Jane, would you like to come out and get your pipe? Thank you for the thank you for the alert. Thank you. Oh, Chrissy, how are you doing? How are you? How are you? You know what? Let's hit it.
GG Dark, let's spar, dude.
You want spar, King?
Let's spar. Come to Jacksonville, I'll spar you. I promise we'll have fun.
Such a camper. I hate that. I hate that too, Tiffany. I hate it. You know? Imagine you get mosquitoes, bugs, biting you and shit. So it's like uncomfortable, you know? But no, upcoming long event, long weekend. Oh. My childhood just flashed before my eyes. 7 stream streak, Chrissy, thank you. What do you got going on for your long weekend? Tara, also welcome. Favorite streamer K, thank you. Me, thank you so much for the follow. Ariana, thank you for sharing the live. What perks you running? Play with your food, deadlock, no way out, and corrupt. Tara, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Orville, thank you for the follow as well. Oh my God, about the tree by the river. Do we think they know? Can't hate on you because I'd love to do this myself. See, it's fucking hilarious. 3 TTVs, yeah. 3 of them. Or at least I think. I don't know for sure. Nature is awesome. I think they are a knower. You think they're a knower, Chrissy? I don't know. Mark, thank you for the follow. Do we get on the pole? As a trapper main, I like to set the trap out the door. That's fucking great. I'm here. Yes! Crispy, no Weskers. We're just vibing. Hey, that's wifey. We're just vibing. We do love Crispy though. I do this with Margaret and Emmy too. Let the song start back up. Let the song start back up. Let the song start back up, and then we. You guys ready? Oh, I got you. The vibes are immaculate. Thank you. Oh my god, everyone is following on TikTok, thank you. I'm surprised you said in the locker, it's a test of wills. All right, it's a test of wills. It's a test of wills. Last time it took like 20 minutes. Let's see. Yeah, this DC, the server DCs. After, I think, is it an hour? I think I'm here to wait for the entirety. I'm willing to wait for the entirety. They never sent me the picture, Kay. They never sent me the picture. Nora! Told you that I fucking I love you. Tweet them. And I didn't even join the Discord. The survivors doing jazz? No, they're all dead, boss. They're all dead. We just got her in the locker. We just got her in the locker. We're trying to see how long it takes. Who breaks first? Is it me? Or is it them? More music? It's coming. It's coming, D. Unless you move, it will DC you. All right, bet. Hold on. Last time I joined, there was a Mikey stand on. Yes, that was me, Z. That was me. That was me with that. Now we got me versus Jane. Who's gonna win, Xena? Who's gonna win? D, thank you for the follow. Maxine! Hey, get it? Beep, how you doing? A battle of wills. It is. Beep. Thank you for the follow. If it could DC her, so it could, no, I don't think it'll DC her. I don't think it works like that on Survivor. How long has this been? Maybe 10 minutes. Maybe. SVT, thank you for the follow on TikTok. I love that everyone on TikTok pops off for this. And I'm blasting this too fire. I love it. Which Survivor is it? It's Jade. Server hasn't crashed? No, it'll be like roughly probably like another 20-30 minutes. Twerking to the music right now. I bet you they left. They left the game to go. Probably went to go eat. Survivor reveal win. Have you done a dancey yet? I have. I jumped on the pole. All right, thank you for. You know what? We'll do another one. We moved a little bit. Oh, hold on. We got you. Used to be 100. Imagine missing a stream, Jazz. Imagine, guys. Let's hit it. Tommy God, how you doing? Thank you. And the follow, thank you. Oh, this is what peak male performance looks like. Kalo! Thank you so much. Thank you for the sub. You deserve it. Thank you. Everyone following on TikTok. You dropped this, Bubba. I fucking love you. I love you, D. I love you. All right. On both TikTok and Twitch. Should we let her go? 10 subs right now, I'll let her go. The infamous locker stand-up? It is, zombie, it is. This makes me want to play DVD. No. Yes. 10 subs right now. I'll let her go. Survivors trying their best not to die. Don't you dare let her go. Everyone's like, no, on both TikTok and Twitch. Like, no, fucking let her die. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you. It's about morals. Everyone's like, please no. Do we put this on, Princess, thank you so much for the follow. Do we put this on Twitter too? You must suffer you come this far. You have a goal, you must fulfill it. I'm fucking dying. Came from TikTok, curious how long it's been going on for. You seem very fun. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Blight. Thank you. I'm not sure. I'm sure it's been like at least 20 minutes in the locker, right? I don't get why people just let it happen and go to the next match. Stubbornness. But I'm stubborn too, so I totally get it. I don't fault them for it. Strawberry! Darhk! How you doing? Wesker's favorite girl. Thank you so much for the follow. You got a person hiding a locket? I do. I have another one of these. Yummy Horror, thank you so much for the follow. We will wait as long as we have to with you. Don't worry. Oh, I'm not the one that's gonna give in. I'll auction off their life. Yeah, they're the last survivor. Survivor's also a TTV. I see parts of the name. I believe so. Game ends automatically after 1 hour. I believe so. Bringing the party from TikTok. Welcome in. Welcome in. Locker stand up. Yeah, sleep. He wants to Mori them? I could go without the Mori. I don't care whether I tombstone them or not. I just want to see how long they're going to hide in there. Are they going to go the entire duration? That's what I want to see. Who's the last survivor?
Yeah?
It's a Jane.
You just want to chill on top of the rock? You just want to chill on top of the fucking rock?
Making a whole
You like that
dinner
shit,
right now.
huh? Sorry. Ah, my puppy!
Chaz. I wonder, are they still here? Are the other ones still here? Jar Max, thank you so much for the follow. The other ones are gone. It's just me and Jane. Satanic Princess, welcome in. Boop boop bing, low sleep. Thank you so much coming in. What P is your Michael? Like 30 something, maybe 40. I don't know. I know my Bubba is like almost 60. Yang! How long has this been going on for? Probably like 20 minutes. At least with them in the locker. Had to have been at least 20 minutes. What's this song?
Still 2 feet of God, no rhythm. Though it's easy to pretend. I know you're not a fool. Should've known better than to cheat a friend and waste the chance that I've been given. So I'm never gonna dance again the way I dance with you.
Grab her at Warrior? If she jumped out the locker. Let me move around. Hey, move around a bit. There we go. Moving just around just a little bit. Just a little bit. Are you DJing as you game? That's Chad on Twitch. Chad is making music go. You know what? Hold on. Let me switch this over. Let me get on Spotify. We about to vibe the fuck out. Hold on. We got to put up. What is it without fucking 12 inches? That's average. Hey, for fucking snoo fucking like Godzilla dicks just flopping out of the fucking pit. Ah, like fucking, it's scary. You said it's too low? I better. Thank you so much, Beep. No, they're not, Art. They're not. Grab her and bleed her out? No, we're gonna let her stay in there. We've come too far. Feral! Oh my fucking god. It's just her. It's just her. Yummy with the prime sub! Thank you so much. This is my anthem. I figured you'd like it. Oh god.
7 just prime subscribed.
Thank you so much, Yummy. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Getting closer and closer to the Alan Wake cosplay and doing the Alan Wake dance as a fucking alert. Could you imagine, Jazz, if I took one of these games and I started using that to learn the dance on stream? Could you imagine? Just fucking watching the dance and fucking learning it? I wouldn't do that until we got closer to the goal, though. I wouldn't do that until we got closer. Oh my fucking god. I want to see the Alan Wake dance. I love the Alan Wake games. I played the original. Did you play part 2, Zura? Have I ever lost doing this? No. I've only done well, no. I've done this 3 times. One, Michaela twerked for me, so I walked away to find Hatch, and then, they ended up finding Hatch before me. But they were nice. They were nice. The second one, all of them were nice. All of them were nice in there. And, the person was drawing a picture and coloring it, they said, while they were in the locker. And then they were like, I'm okay to be killed now. But I think as far as, escape, I've only had the Michaela escape. How long has this been? It had to have been at least 20, going on 30 minutes now. They came in to beg, they did. I fucking love it. I love it. I love it. Them crows must be tired. They were dancing too. Hold on. Look at the crows. Look at the crows. Look at the crows. Look at the crows. Thank you for the follow. This happened to me once, but I only got a 1K. You gotta kill the other ones. Get one of them on the hook and then find where the other one is. And then just chase them down. And they jump into a locker. Here we go. But it doesn't work unless you kill the others. Glad we're still here. We are. Which everyone coming in on TikTok, feel free. Feel free. If you want the full experience, feel free. Jump over to Twitch. Feel free. I just want to know their TTV so I can hear their side, what they're thinking through all this. Brittany, I think it's Apex King. Just make sure if they are live, be nice. Be nice. No negativity. We will know. We will know. Nightmare! Wait, Nightmare! That's your friend? Oh shit, I didn't realize you were in here. Can we get some GGs and love for Nightmare? Get some GGs and love for him? Is this person avoiding Tombstone? Yes. Yes. But came back and saw he's still in the locker. Yeah, it's a test of wills. It's a test of wills. We're just like waiting to see. Oh no, now you again. Oh, it's like again. How long so far? Like what? Like 30 minutes total in the round? It's been like 30 minutes total, right? What's my tombstone, Mikey build?
Oh God, it's so big and bright.
Thank you so much. It was big and bright, Grim. It was big and bright. 5 roses. Feels longer. Wait, Nightmare, did you see us on the pole? Why don't you grab him and take him to a dead zone? Because we're trying to wait and see what happens.
Yeah?
You did see?
You wanna chill
Yo,
on top
let's
of the
go.
rock? You just wanna chill on top of the fucking rock?
LJ, thank
like
you so
that shit,
much for the
huh?
raid.
Sorry.
Welcome. All the raiders coming in from LJ stream. I am JG Dark. What's up, shop of all things horror? I was just stream. I was everything. You want wiggle? No, I'm not worried about the wiggle. I just want to see how long this takes. I want to see how long. I'm willing to wait the full duration. I'm willing to wait the full duration. I'm vibing right now. It's so fucking fun. And the fact that TikTok is popping off with it. LJ, how was everything? Stream DBD mobile while we wait? Nah. I gotta give them, look, they waited in the locker. I'm gonna give them my undivided attention. And so I'm gonna be playing my head for the rest of the night. So do you guys like stuff? At an hour automatically ends, do they escape? No, they die. After the server times out, they die. That's why they instituted the 3-gen thing, because there were singularities that were doing this regularly for every single round. And all they had to do was just like 3-gen and wait people out until the server timed out and they'd win. There was like win streaks and shit. Just got the stretch. Jess!
Should've known better than to cheat a friend.
Bella, thank you for the alert.
Waste the chance that I've been given, so I'm never gonna dance again.
Joss!
The way I dance with you.
Coming in with the raid. Welcome, all the raiders.
God, it's so big and bright.
You're amazing, Grim. Hydrate, I got you. Just love, how was your stream? How long till the server dies? Probably like another 20 minutes or so. Bobby Thunder, welcome in. No, welcome. As you can see, we're in another locker standoff. Everyone like it. Everyone is popping off on fucking TikTok. And the locker's scared? No, they're just waiting it out. They're just waiting it out. They're not scared at all. There's no fear. Psycho, thank you so much for the follow on TikTok. Another. Yeah. Brittany, if you follow me on Twitter, my last locker standoff from Monday's on there. I put the whole fucking thing unedited. When the server kicks you out, does anyone? Yeah, you keep all your points. This has happened before, 2 times before. I don't want to get tombstones. Why? Tombstone's the best. Who wouldn't want to get Mikey's pipe? You know? I see you have someone in the locker because they don't want to give you the more. They don't want to take my pipe. And to be fair, you can't pillow. Weirdo. Thank you for the follow. You can't pillow princess your way out of this. You know?
Oh God, it's so big and bright.
Talent it is. Oh my God. Jess with the 5 GGs. Thank you. It is big and bright. It is. Scarecrow. I wonder where they could be. I have no idea. Angelica, thank you for the follow as well. Where's his teammates? Dead. They're all dead. Are you gonna make me come to Twitch for the build? If you want to come over for a build, you more than welcome. We do have it tagged on how to redeem a build.
Oh God, it's so big and bright. Oh God, it's so big and bright.
That scared the fuck out of me. Are they gonna remove this exploit? It's not an exploit. So close. I got fucking scared. Like she jumped out. I almost shit myself. Oh my god. I mean, it's not an exploit. Because, I mean, you can fucking pull them out of the locker if you want to, you know? You pull them out of the locker, or they can jump out, like... We're both at like a stalemate. Like, we can both make the next move if we want to, which is why it's not reportable. Because neither one of us holding each other hostage. Dream Locker standoff king. I need a
Oh god, it's so big
Morgan!
and bright.
Thank you for the roses. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cyber, why did I think that said like ho? Like ho held me hostage. How long has this been? It's been a hot minute. 20 minutes just in the locker itself. It's just kind of lame. Is what it is. Like, I knew what I signed up for when I came in here, that this was a possibility. What Survivor is it, Jane? 40 minutes to go? No, it's got to be way more than 20 minutes in. Like, total. There's no fucking way unless I hit a black hole of fucking time. But they won't jump out of it again? Maybe not. Jane, my thick queen? 30 minutes? Yeah, it's gotta have been 30 minutes.
Yeah? You just want to chill on top of the rock? You just want to chill on top of the fucking rock?
So big and
You like that shit?
Oh god,
Sorry.
it's so big and bright.
They were testing me? Oh no, like fucking, I know they can't go anywhere. Like, they can't go anywhere without me on their ass. So I'm not even going to swing. I mean, it doesn't matter if I swing or not. But like fucking, I don't have play with your food stack, so like I don't really need to like do anything. She jumped out. Yeah, she jumped out. She jumped out and jumped back in. Why do I keep coming upon people having this happen? The fuck is happening in here?
Bro, I don't want to fuck Michael Myers. That doesn't even make sense. Look at me, look at him. I'm like 1/3 of his size. How would that even work? I want him to fuck me.
Facts. I moved around. I got you. I tried to get the evil incarnate. I had Insidious. They jumped in a locker, walked away, jumped out. I got him. That's fuck. Do you have a clip of that, Joss? Also, Sarcastrophe. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Today is my birthday, and I'm absolutely enjoying watching you. Thank you so much, Nicole. Everyone that's coming in with the follows on TikTok and everything. You guys are like popping off. Can we get some happy birthdays for Nicole on both sides, TikTok and Twitch? Some happy birthdays. I was so happy. Oh my god. I mean, we'll always have our Batman Myers moment, Jess. I would have just got out the locker and gave it to you. Everyone say happy birthday. Thank you guys so fucking much. You guys are incredible. You guys are absolutely fucking incredible. Oh my gosh. Wait, is Nightmare still here? Is Nightmare, are you streaming? Real patient people? I mean, yeah. You're streaming? And you've been here this whole time? Let's give some love to Nightmare. Can we give some love to Nightmare for being patient through all this? Let's give some love to Nightmare. No, this is fine. This is fine, Tony. It has nothing to do with ego or anything. At this point, it's like parody. It's funny as shit. Like on both sides. Oh my god. Cyber Rat with the 5-stream streak. Is the other person live on Twitch? They're not live now. How long has the standoff been? It's gotta have been like 40 minutes, right? DBD satire? Pretty much. Give you a follow, Nightmare? Yeah, give Nightmare all the fucking love. Give Nightmare all the fucking love. They didn't come in. They weren't mean or anything like that. They deserve some love. They deserve some love. Give them some love. We fucking celebrate this one.
I'm never gonna dance again. These guilty feet have got no rhythm.
Denisha, probably come over to Twitch. And we can shout him out. Zach, not again. It's happening again.
Cheat a friend and waste the chance that I've been given. So I'm never gonna dance again the way I dance with you.
You guys are going nuts on TikTok. But you make it, I get so bored after 2 minutes. But you make it so fun. Thank you so much, Zach. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We just vibing. We just vibing. Not them testing me. They keep scaring me because I don't see it coming. They keep fucking scaring me. But you know what, though? And again. Mom swag! You want a shout out? Yes, for Nightmare. I believe it's you are Nightmare. Luna! Massive Jess, thank you for the follow. Name of the song? I forget what the name is. But I would definitely look up Crispy. Crispy uses a hell of it. A lot of it. And probably has the song name up there. I love that. I love that. I love the Nimi air punch. Nice background. Thank you so much, Angelica. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. The Ada Wesker theme song. I fucking love it. It's a, yeah, it is, mama. It is, it is, it is. I also use it for Nemi. Crispy uses it for Ada and Wesker. I use it for Nemi. It's so good with Nemi. Is this an intimidation tactic? No, we just vibing. Just vibing. They are. I can't swing it. I don't have mad grit with someone on my arm. It's like, it's a little slower. It's a little slower for the fucking beat. I just realized my stream streak will end next month. How's it gonna end? Why? I did not Autumn. I did not. 110 lies. Xanda, thank you so much for the follow. Mom Swag, thank you so much for the follow. You had Onryo with them too? I need to see that, Autumn. You may have to send me that. Fucking feel free to DM me, send it to me. I would love to see it. Going on vacation to the Bahamas for the 20th to 24th for my daughter's birthday. That's worth it. Don't I stay off my phone? That's worth it though. That's worth it. Imagine you just like pop in, like I'm getting my streak. Nugget, thank you so much for the follow. Can I just say real quick? That I love that you guys love this. I love it because it makes it worth it. When I waited 3.5 hours of waiting, watched Halloween on my iPad. Oh my God. That's why you bring up Mori, where you can Mori the last survivor. Always do this. I don't mind it. I don't mind him. Love your energy, Caitlin. Thank you so much. I love you. I love you. It's so good, the energy. Thank you. If she popped out and started dancing with you, would you let her go? Probably. I'm a sucker for memes, but at this point, if she did pop out, I'd probably pounce on that shit. Like, but. Did she just moonwalk back into the fucking locker? I love that I got here. Finally, good locker stand up, but you better not let her go, Miss Bud. You never know. She might be slippery. It's been 40 minutes. Are you for real? Listen, Zach, I got all the time in the world. I'm like, I got time. Michael Jackson is fun. You're real for that. I got nowhere to be. I'm a full-time streamer. I barely leave the house except to go to the gym. I've got nowhere to go. It's such a big pipe too, Darhk. I got you. What is happening here? I'm literally scrolling. It's a locker standoff vial. I'm about to dig to find that video. Do it, Autumn. I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see it. All you guys following. Thank you guys so fucking much. You look good, by the way. Thank you so much, Zach. Thank you. Thank you. All the everywhere. All the fucking everything everywhere. How long has it been? I think it's been about 40 minutes. It had to have been at like 40 minutes. Thank you guys. Vile V1. Thank you guys so much for the follows. Chadley. Thank you. Diego. All of you guys. Thank you. If I miss anyone that has followed, fucking, I love you. I love you all. I love you. And we got bags too. We got bags coming. We got bags coming. Really? Yeah. Yeah. We're just, I mean, we could have pulled them out, but we just want to see what happens. We just kind of want to see. One is a test of wills. Plus, I've never timed out a server before in all of my time on DBD. So it's the first time for everything. I think they'll DC you both. If no, it won't. Maybe I think if I'm staying still too long, it'll kick me out of the server. But if it crashes the server, that's like how normally crash things. Like even if you're like 5 minutes in. Which I don't think that's gonna happen at this point. But if we time out the server, it counts as a death. Rapid Maze doing Infinite Myers now too? I love Rapid. I'm still dying. I fucking got it with my twins. I downloaded this, but I haven't played it yet. I want to play, but I don't have anyone to play with.
It's so big and bright.
Caitlin, thank you. Thank you. I'd say just jump in, Governor. I'd say jump in. Even if you don't have anyone to play with. I started with friends, but I mostly grew on solo queue. Y'all still going? Yeah, we still going. I've been stacked the fuck this whole time. Show her your butt, the lure out. Security! Showgirl, how you doing? I showed her my butt. She didn't respond. Thank you for the follow. Showgirl, how are you? This is why I bring a Mori where you can kill the last survivor. I learned my lesson. Oh no, I'm fine. I don't need the achievement. I've had the achievement for like years. This is just for shits and giggles. What perks am I running? Play with your food, deadlock, corrupt, and no way out. Like that's what we're running. Slowly walk to the locker.
Oh God, it's so big and bright.
Thank you. I'm not that patient. I got nowhere else to be, Nugget. I've got nowhere else to be. I sent you my pipe. Please respond. I'll play some DBD. Yeah, there you go. Which, if you want, anybody that wants to jump into Discord. We got tons of people in there to play DBD. A lot of people that do solo queue. Like, fucking feel free, jump in there. Jump in. Like, feel free, jump over to Twitch. Discord link would be in there. Like, feel free. I can't send it, but it's on my story. I bet. Just send me a DM to remind me so I can check it out. So, because I'll forget. You just take them out and just take. Wait. You should just take them out just to take them out? Nah, because then they won't jump back in. They'll just bleed out. We've come too far. Stretch, I got you. I'll got you. I'll run some DBD with anyone else. I'm not good, but I try. We don't care about fucking skill level here. Like, it's DBD. Who cares? As long as you have fun your own way, you know? As long as you have a blast. If I could have a blast doing this, you could have a blast doing anything in this game. Like, 100 fucking %. I scrolled through TikTok and came back to this. Not me. Welcome in. Princess Frey, thank you so much for the follow. Open the locker next to the one in. Oh God, do I attempt? All right, bet.
Gosh damn it, Bobby, she's got some big ass titties.
On TikTok. Oh, can we get the Discord link for Princess Frey?
Buzz.
Can Can we get the Discord link? Pro Troll, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the follow. There it is. There it is. There it is. Feel free, jump in. Jump in. Just you just got to emote to the rules on there and it should open it up. If it doesn't, I'll take care of it after stream. I got you either way. But yeah, I got you. I got you. I got you. How long has this been? It's been like, what, like almost an hour? I want to say. What's going on? It's a locker standoff, Lily. Bubba gameplay next? Maybe. Maybe we might do some Bubba gameplay next. I'm fully invested. Same. I had someone message me telling me to kill myself and no brain cells because they died on hook and got camped after I did 3 jets. That happens and it's fucking terrible. Every single time. You understand? It sounds like chicken going. Chicken go! Are we about to spam chicken go now? Now let's go fly in the sky. I've never seen such commitment. I got nowhere to go.
Boo!
It's been wild to listen to. Had a message. Thank you, Constant. Thank you.
I'm never
gonna dance again. Guilty.
God, no
rhythm. So it's easy to pretend. I know you're not a fool. Should've known better than to cheat a friend and waste our chances. Been given. So I'm never gonna dance again. The way I dance with you. I better stop. Let me get a warning on TikTok.
Chicken go! 12 inches, that's average. I ain't for fucking snoo fucking like Godzilla dicks just flopping out of the fucking pit. Like fucking, it's scary.
The full fucking experience is over on Twitch. Oh my. It is a locker stand.
No. Is this as average Myers gameplay? Pretty much. Yeah. Like Myers likes to wait and watch. Is that a bit? Wait, what time is it? I'd probably say it's probably got like another 10 minutes or so. You play games in a suit? I'm dressed in the Bubba cosplay. I'm just not wearing the mask because we're doing Myers. She just likes to let us know she's in there. We're at 50 minutes, are we? This makes sense. Survivor sided? No. This doesn't make it any side. Jay's like, don't forget about me. I won't. You seen them cakes. I ain't forgetting about nothing. This makes it fun. Do we vibe out for the last 10 minutes?